Hello, Charles in charge, Cowboys Sports Report. About an hour before our kickoff, the noon games has made this game. As I said last night, this game would be a pivotal game during the regular season. A win, I think we could win 12, possibly 13 games if we win today. If we do not, if Detroit just walks over us like New Orleans and Baltimore did, and it looks like we're back to square one, it could be a 9-win season. If it's a close, hard-fought game that we lose, and it would be considered like two contenders fight to the nail. But a win is pivotal to be 4-2, because right now Washington down by 14 at Baltimore. I mean, there's enough time for a comeback, but I seriously doubt they're going to do that without Baltimore scoring again. Washington go to 4-2. With a win today, we go to 4-2 and tie them first place in the East. Philly tied with Cleveland right now at 13. Now, even if the Eagles do win, there's like 8 minutes left to go in that game. Even if the Eagles pull that out and beat Cleveland by one score, it's going to be a very unimpressive win, because Cleveland has been hot garbage all season. I mean, they've made everybody look like world beaters. So Philly right now looks as weak as the Giants. All the talk about Sirianni and Hurts not seeing eye to eye could be very true. We'll see how that season plays out. But, today Philly got back A.J. Brown, Lane Johnson, guys that they were missing the last few weeks. Devontae Smith, those guys are back today. And they're still struggling against, Cleveland. So our game at 3:20 has so many ramifications. It's hard to even list them all. So we'll see how our depth plays out. If we pull out this win with 7 starters not playing, mostly on the defense. I mean, only starter on offense right now is Brandon Cooks. That's not going to start, but Tolbert seems like he's good enough to take the number 2 role. If our defense can step up, hold Detroit 24 points or less, without Micah, without D-Law, without Bland, without Eric Kendricks, the quarterback of the defense, without Marshawn Nealon, with Tyrese Reed, Chauncey Golston, all these, and a few of the guys that we picked up, as cheap free agents for fill-ins right now. Diggs kind of banged up right now. If our defense can hold down the fort, 24 points, is, I would say, would be a win against that running game, against that offense, who can burn you more than one way. So, again, this will be a game where Dak needs to deliver. Dak cannot have 3 turnovers today like he did at Pittsburgh. Able to get away with that at Pittsburgh because they don't have much of an offense. Now, if Dak gets inside the 10-yard line and gives the ball away twice, and then those are just a bad interception deep down the field like he did, last week, that's not going to bode well against an offense that can move the football. With Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, Gibbs, that boy's a burner, man. They traded DeAndre Swift to Philly last season right after they drafted Gibbs. So, my prediction, like I said last night, was 31-24. I'm not sticking to that because you can't. That's my wishful prediction. If we win the ball game, I think it'll be something like 31-24. If we win the ball game. The only way we win this ball game is if we set the tone early, play physical like we did at Pittsburgh. We played physical as hell against Pittsburgh. Our defensive line was winning the LOS against that Pittsburgh offensive line. And our offensive line was beating down that defensive line. I mean, like I said, we stopped zone blocking, went back to what was working in seasons past, with Steele and Martin working together. Guyton, should be good to go. But, I don't know, kind of like Vach Lombardi said this week, Guyton is a first-round pick. You want him to start, keep developing. But right now, Chuma Edoga is probably a better left tackle than Guyton. But you got to keep Guyton a left tackle so he can, be that first-round pick that you wanted him to be. BB's working out just fine because he plays in between 2 All-Pro guards. But the line of scrimmage, the trenches, are where it's going to be won and lost, and turnovers. Basically, even Dak can not have turnovers today. With Bland not being out there, our ball hawk is number 7, a little banged up. Micah, the pass rusher, not out there. DeMarcus Lawrence, the run stopper's not out there. So these boys can step up off the bench. Kalen Carson, I think he's going to suit up today. But, yeah, so that's where I stand on this game. The whole first 5 weeks have culminated to week 6 before the bye week. Just like last season, we beat San Diego at San Diego, which is a much lesser opponent, go to 4-2 before the bye week, and that really kind of turned the season around. If we'd went to the bye week 3-3 last season, I don't believe we'd have finished 12-5. But being that we went to the bye week 4-2, that 4-2 compared to that 3-3 going to the bye week is so huge. Going to the bye week with a win, opposed to a big loss, is so huge. And being that we're going to San Fran after the bye week, we want to be confident. Everybody feeling good about themselves. 7 key starters out, back-to-back wins at Pittsburgh, home against Detroit, who should have went to the Super Bowl last season, but they kind of just blew that. We'll bode huge. So today's game, man, everybody get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a show. I am officially 76 away from 500 when I get to 500. I'm telling you, Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card raffle giveaway. When he hit 1,000, Larry Allen autographed football raffle giveaway. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Like and share. Just got into the new crib, so as soon as I fix up the garage, that's where the studio is going to be at. And it's going to be live. I'm going to call online and all that. But I got to hit 500 first, to be able to, break even on that stuff. So that's my thoughts and about what's about to happen in an hour. Simple keys to victory. Win the trenches on both sides of the ball, and Prescott cannot play turnover football. He cannot throw the ball to the defense. He cannot drop the ball. If Aiden Hutchinson gets a clean rush on him, he has to grip that ball like a vice grip, if he's going to be holding it in one hand. And on 3rd and 4th and 1, or if we're at the goal line, I know Elliott last Sunday looked like he was kind of grimacing when he's putting on the shoulder pads after the Lightning was over. I think it wasn't really reported, but I think Zeke's shoulder was kind of bothering him. Having a full week off, I think he'll be all right. So if it's 3rd, 4th, and 1, we're at the goal line, give it to 15. Let him pound it in. If you don't give it to him, give it to 40. But Rico, after last week, Rico scared the hell out of me after a great game. Almost blew it also. We shall see, guys. All right. Catch y'all after the game. Charles in Charge. Cowboys Sports Report is out. Deuce.